Hey, there you are. Welcome back. Episode 12 of the Secret Guitar Club. Today I speak with Steven The Tone Mender. Steven is from New Kent County, Virginia. I had a great time talking to Steven. I feel like I must have known him in some other realm of my consciousness at some point. We just had a great time chatting. So, if you're in the Eastern Virginia area and your guitar is not quite doing what you want it to do, take it to Steven. He can mend your tone. All right, please like and subscribe to the channel. Help me keep this thing going. Thanks. Enjoy the chat. You're down in Virginia, yeah?
Yeah. I'm out. Actually, it's a little spot called New Kent, Virginia. It's dead in the middle between Williamsburg and Richmond.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. I actually moved up to Richmond about 15 years ago. I'm originally from like the Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, like 757 area.
Cool, cool. So tell me about yourself, Steve. When did you start playing guitar?
Oh man, probably started playing guitar. My memory is terrible, so I'll just throw that out there. I've had a bunch of concussions. I would say,
Ditto that.
hell, probably 98.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll say I look a little bit younger than I am. I am 39. I've been on this earth for a little bit now.
There you go. I got about a dozen years on you, so
Gotcha.
so then now you're doing all kinds of stuff. You're working on guitars, you're working on drums, you're working on pedals, you're working on pickups. Tell me, when did you go from playing and when did you start working on what you were playing?
So, yeah, it started off just playing guitar, playing bass, a little bit of drums back in late middle school, early high school. I'm a huge punk rock ska fan. In all honesty, I wouldn't be the person I am today without music, and especially that kind of music.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you, hold
so,
on, there you go. Before you go there, what's that? What do you like to listen to?
uh, no, I'm a huge NoFX fan, huge Less Than Jake fan. I'm kind of all over the place, in all honesty. Like I listen from anything to, or from classic rock, like reggae stuff, classical, jazz, bluegrass.
What were you listening to at age 18 in the summertime?
Probably a lot of Pepper and a lot of Less Than Jake.
Cool.
Actually,
Cool. All right, very good. Now tell me, I sorry to interrupt you. I had to get kind of a frame of reference there on where
you're
you're
good. You're
coming
good.
from. But then working on equipment. Go on there. Tell me more.
So I actually didn't start out predominantly working on, say, musical equipment. I have a lot of years in mechanics and just say small electronics that then sort of crossed back over into the music world. Um, Once hanging out with a bunch of buddies, playing all the time, and them having issues with their stuff, it's like I'm a lifelong tinkerer and builder. Like
Cool.
let me get it, let me have my hand at it, and
Yeah.
yeah, let's say 10 years of that as now I've built up a pretty good skill base, and yeah, now I'm just expanding.
Now let's hone in on that a little bit because you're a guy who likes working with your hands, as am I. And there are people who play, there are thousands of people, millions of people who play guitar, but how many people do you think are like, hey, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take that pick guard cover off and see what's going on and see if I can figure out what's going on. It takes, someone to like actually want to get your hands in there and like kind of figure it out, right?
Oh yeah, because I've met several people that have never changed the first string,
Yeah.
intonated their guitar, set pickup height, or even action or anything, and just generally talking with them about it. I'm like, yeah, man, like I see how you're playing and everything. Like, you happy with the way your guitar plays? And it's like, well, it's kind of been a love hate relationship. Like, this could be a little bit better. This could be a little bit better. I'm like, you never thought about taking it apart or tinkering with it to get it where you want it? And it's like, no, never had a general desire or even, a care to. It's like, I'll take it to
Nice.
somebody.
Yeah, it's pe- you know, people like want to do it themselves or they don't really care at all about it, you know?
Yeah, you get the both polar opposites. I really haven't found too many people like, middle of the road. you're either just playing it all the damn time, or you're tinkering on them all the time.
How much are you doing more playing, or are you more tinkering?
Uh, I mean, I'd say it's a double-edged sword. I can't say unfortunately because I do love tinkering on them and building, but I also do love playing. But the repair side has taken up a good amount of my time, taken away
Nice.
from the playing.
Nice. I did see a picture on your Instagram a little while ago. You sitting on your front porch after work playing your Martin there.
Oh yeah,
That's what it's all about right there.
dude, that is my go-to when I get home, especially if I had not the world's best day. I've got about a 30-minute commute from the day job back home, and that's about all I'm thinking about is just, grabbing my guitar, sitting on that porch, looking at the whole landscape and the animals, and just start picking to whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, yeah, that's very cool. So when did you learn to like set up a guitar? And are you mostly working on electric guitars?
Uh, Everything. Electric guitars, acoustic guitars, acoustic basses, electric basses. I actually have a banjo right now. I'm doing some work for a guy in the
Nice.
area. It's actually the first time I've messed with the banjo. I've played them a couple times. They're a little bit different.
Yeah,
I would say working on them is a lot of it different.
yeah,
They're,
yeah. I love the sound of a banjo. Banjos are so cool. You probably come into experience some more down there in the south than I do up here in Maine. But we have some bluegrass up here, so I love the
nice.
banjo.
You say you're up from Maine?
I'm in Portland, Maine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So we are some distance apart.
we are. We're about probably a 9 to 10 hour drive apart if we were to like leave now.
That
No
ain't too
traffic.
bad. That ain't too bad.
So is it mostly word of mouth? How are you getting these guitars to work on? Friends, stuff like that?
So the whole process has been kind of a funny story. Yeah, like I said before, just starting off doing my buddy's stuff at practices and whatnot. And then it slowly started getting into word of mouth when I was around Richmond. I moved out to New Kent about 8, 9 months ago, and real weird. There's a local vape shop. I do vape. I used to be a not a lifelong smoker, but I used to smoke a little bit of cigarettes. So got on the vape train. There's one vape shop in all of New Kent County that also happens to be a music store. So got to knowing those guys up there. They're all metalheads. They play in a metal band. So yeah, just one day going up there to grab a vape and got to talking, and they're just like, yeah, man, we've got nobody in the area. We've got to go out half hour north up into Richmond if we even want to get anybody. There's wait times. There's
Yeah.
I know Sam Ash recently closed in Richmond, so we've only got about like I'd say 4, maybe 5 solid areas where you can get work done.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, let them know. I was like, yeah, I do all of that stuff, and if you guys are interested, yeah, I can take care of you. And holy hell, did that blow up quick?
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, there's it's the most popular instrument in the world, right?
I'll say one of the most difficult to master, and yet it's still so popular.
Yeah. I know. Easy to learn, difficult to master. That's for sure. That's where I'm at.
Same here. I think that'll be a lifelong commitment that I still won't ever get up right on top of like I want to.
That's kind of the beauty of it, though, right? Like, I started, I'm 51. I started when I was 29. And I was like, I just want to learn. I just want to learn how to play the G, C, D, basic cowboy chords, and didn't put any pressure on myself to learn. And then it was during kind of COVID where I'm like, hey, you told yourself 20 years ago this is going to be a lifetime project. Let's get on with it. So then I've just kind of delved into it more, and but it's just fun to like just continuously learn, which is great. Like I love the idea of not ever being able to figure it out. It's kind of like a puzzle.
Oh yeah, especially if you're technically minded. it never gives up. It never lets go, man. It's always something there you can dive into and something to learn.
Yep. Yep. So, do you build any new guitars from scratch?
That's what I'm currently in the process of building up tooling to do. I haven't done any of it yet. The most I've done is uh, routing out bodies, kind of recontouring them depending on what people want. So I've done a fair amount of, say, wood shaping, woodworking. But
Hmm.
as far as straight from a blank piece of wood, that is my next endeavor.
Yeah. Do you have you done much woodworking?
I actually haven't. I come from a lot of metal fabrication
Yeah.
and composite fabrication.
Yep.
I though I did for around about 7 years. I really wouldn't consider it woodworking because it wasn't anything like intricate. I build subwoofer boxes and stuff. I used to do car audio professionally for many years, and yeah,
Cool.
just simple MDF boxes with SPF calculations.
Yeah. See, that's you kind of started going down a tangent there that
Yeah.
I don't know much about, and I'll get into asking you because I'm the kind of guy. I have an acoustic guitar that I pick up and sit on my couch and play. That's kind of like my everyday guitar experience is just like, noodling around for between 10 or 20 minutes, half an hour a day. I have a Telecaster, I have an amplifier, I have one looper pedal, but I don't really play much electric and I don't really know much about pedals. So, can you like give me like a quick intro from where you're at on pedals and what you're doing with them?
Oh man, I mainly do
I
a
know
lot of.
that's a can of worms.
Yeah,
I
that's okay.
know.
Oh, the what I predominantly do in the pedal world, I do a lot of repairs. Though I have built probably about 4 or 5 just custom circuits, and it's mainly just stuff I'm missing, and I don't feel like going out and spend 200-300 bucks on a boutique when I'll just breadboard a basic circuit of it, so I can generally feel if this is, say, a pedal direction I want to go in before I
Yep.
start looking at other builders and what they're doing.
So, can you go through that circuit with me?
Oh, you want to which circuit? There's so many different pedals.
What's the first pedal? What's the first pedal on the that you've got going? What's the first one? Is it a tuner
Uh,
or?
yeah, it's a Peterson strobe tuner is the first one in line.
Yep.
Uh, God, and I want to say the next one after that is a boost pedal, the Old Blue from Wonder Effects out in Michigan.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of just like clean boost pedals, anything
Nice.
kind of like transistory, I guess.
Yep.
So I've built a couple simple ones of those, simple switcher pedals. But yeah, clean boost pedals are normally my go-to. I do like playing at metal music and hardcore every now and then, so I do have a couple different distortions on my board. And I think the last one that I built, God, who was it? It's a guy out of Germany, Jupiter Effects. His dude, dude's got the coolest setup for a business card. So his business card is a fuzz pedal breadboard or PCB board. And
Nice.
there's probably, I'm not looking at it, so don't quote me, like 5 different diode options you can put in there, all up to you, and different switchable configurations so you can, stack or run independent. That pedal is wild. I haven't
Yeah.
really found a use for it yet because it's so wild, but building it and swapping out, because I went through probably 4 or 5 different diode sets in there between silicone, germanium, and LED, just to see what kind of sounds I could get out of it. Because being a technically minded person and being into electronics, I love electricity. Just like how pickups basically like a transformer. It
Yeah.
creates the microvolt from the wire passing over the coil, and just throwing components in there and seeing how you can manipulate electrical signals signals to then output audio signals is some of the coolest stuff ever.
It is so cool. Like I said, I'm mostly an acoustic guy, and but like I'm fascinated because I'm been keeping my eyes open more on Instagram and looking for guys like you to talk to, and I come across these guys who are making pedals and making pickups, and I'm like, man, that is so cool. I don't even like know where to start on that. Like I don't know anything about that stuff, and so like I just can't wait to learn more about how all that stuff works and learn about pickups and amps and and pedals.
We do live in the best internet age. You can find anything, dude. It's just how much time you
I
want to dedicate going down the rabbit hole.
totally, and it's like I don't even. It's a little overwhelming. I don't even know where to start.
I say, and
So
a good thing. I mean, everybody I've met within, let's just say, the online guitar community or pedal community, everybody's super friendly.
yeah,
Willing to give you all kinds of information, break down their circuits, how they work. So I've talked to a few different people over the years. Just getting a pedal and God, it sounds great. Like, what exactly did you do in this circuit to get it to sound like that? And I mean, I've been in different, say, industries where gatekeeping's a big thing. And it's like,
yeah, yeah.
it's the secret sauce, man. But in and around this world, you really don't get that. Everybody's willing to share and explain and teach you how to do stuff. And it's
Which
great.
is a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, and that's the way it should be because this is all to be shared, and we create for everybody else.
You bet.
A couple questions for you. You mentioned to me about is it Sunday Sounds? You just picked up a new pickup, picked up a pickup for a new build you're doing or something from Sunday Sounds, and you were telling me, yeah,
Yep. Pick these up. They've got covers on them. They how they come from him are just like the bobbins. You got to put the covers on them. But man, the
it's like a
covers.
P90 cover.
Yeah, kind of like a P90. It's single coil Jazzmaster specific. When you
Yep.
get like the P90 and the soap bar, I think you normally don't have like the dog ears on them like humbuckers, because they do make like P90 options.
Hmm.
But I haven't gotten too much playtime in this yet because I literally just finished putting it together like I think Monday night. But
That's sweet. That's a beautiful looking guitar.
thank you. Just a little cheap Squire Jazzmaster, but I mean, hell, dude, it plays so good.
The Squires are you get a lot of bang for your buck with those.
You do. I've been thoroughly impressed with, say, bottom barrel guitars over the
Yeah.
past few years. I'll pick up. I'm a marketplace pirate. I'll sit on there and you know pick up anything cheap and worth it. And of course, Squires left and right. People buy them. They're cheap.
Yeah.
They,
Yep.
they they try to play them. It's like, this ain't for me. So
I mean, that's a whole side gig right there, right? Like buying some decent Squires and then putting some cool pickups in there and like kind of making them custom like that. This is,
oh yeah.
market for that. That's cool.
I'll say, and then
So
you've got the entry level guys that come in and they've got the Squire budget, but they don't want a bone stock Squire because the hardware isn't the world's best, the electronics
yeah,
aren't the world's best. So yeah, throw a couple $100 into it and hot rod it for those kind of guys, and yeah, pick them up all day.
yeah, yeah. That's cool. So I was going to ask you about those pickups. What is it about those pickups from that guy that you really like?
I really like that he scatterwinds them and doesn't just like say traditionally throw it up on a like auto winder that is going to wind every strand perfectly back and forth. Like he scatterwinds his, which is you kind of
Yeah,
throw it around a little bit.
yeah,
I haven't messed around with too much scatterwound stuff. I've bought a lot of the Seymour Duncan stuff, DiMarzio, and those are all going to be non-scatterwound stuff. But I will say the probably about 30-minute playtime I did have on that guitar. I just threw it through my modeling stuff. I didn't throw it on any tube amps yet. But dude, that thing turned all the way as dark as you can get it, and I'm using. He's also got a custom string setup for jazz masters that are like
Hmm.
kind of his specs, his sizing. That
A little bit heavier.
I believe it is a little bit heavier because I want to say it's like it's either 11 or a 12 on
Yeah, yeah.
the high E. So yeah, it's a little bit heavier, and I want to say they're also half flat wound. So they're not flat wounds, and they're not round wounds. But and the pot combination I'm running in there is also a little different. I'm running the vintage J Taper pots that he sells. The volume's a 1 meg, and the tone normally is 1 meg. Some guys do 500K. I threw a
Hmm.
250K in it, which is going to get pretty dark. Um,
Kind of a lower level, like, yeah,
yeah, it lets the more of the lows come through and cancels out the highs.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm normally not a fan of that, in all honesty. I normally do like a little bit brighter of a guitar, but I figured I'd play around with this and see where I could go with it. And that thing, with everything turned as dark as it can go, played through like a pretty gainy amp. Dude, it makes some of the most unique like harmonic overtones
Hmm.
that it almost sounds like I have some kind of EQ filter on it, mixed with like almost a cocked wah, but I've got no. It's just straight into a high gain amp on amplitude, and
Nice.
dude, I got lost in those 30 minutes and was like, oh hell, I got to go to bed, and haven't been able to pick it up since to keep messing with it, but yeah, something about them pickups and maybe a combination of them pots I got from him too. It sounds so good.
I love the idea of scatterwound. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I like the idea of scattering things around and seeing what happens. So that makes a lot of sense to me.
And like my memory ain't world's best, but I want to say he even said on there like he started out using like a drill to wind them. And I was just
Yeah.
thinking about it, I was like, I mean, there's like thousands of windings in there, and to get the ohmage right on it, you kind of need to know how many winds you're doing. If not, I'm
Yeah.
sure you
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
a couple times. So to do that with a drill is awesome.
It is. I gotta love it.
I'm a
It's
huge
all.
fan of like backwoods,
Yeah.
ingenuity, just get it done kind of stuff. And yeah,
Same.
saw his
Same.
stuff. He actually reached out to me. I was his what was it, 7,700th follower, and
There you go.
yeah, wanted to know if I was interested in a set of pickups. And
Sweet.
yeah, it was like, dude, go on my site, check out what I got. And holy hell, I'm so glad he hit me up because, like, I mean, my Jazz Master, it's just been sitting neglected in the corner. I've got a whole bunch of guitars.
Yeah.
Like I said, I peruse marketplace and pick stuff up and hot
How
rod it
many?
out.
How many you have?
I think there's probably like 15 or 18 upstairs
All
alone.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have a small problem. Yeah. You have a problem. Yeah.
I've got 4 in here.
And you're sitting down in your new shop, right? You built this new shop out, and you tell me it was in a horse stall.
Yeah, I'm a full-on horse stall. I can hear somebody flushed the toilet above my head, and I can hear the water running now.
Nice, nice.
But yeah,
Yeah, well, it's well built, I'm sure.
oh yeah, it's solid, man. Everything I used to build in here was all random stuff I found around the property. I live on a 350-acre farm, by the way, so we've got a lot of area to find things.
That's sweet. That is so cool.
But
Wow.
it was needed. I have a studio and a office upstairs that's my like electronics table, where I do all of my electronic work, pedal work, stuff like that, like clean work that I
Yeah.
would do in my house. And
Nice.
I run my 3D printer up there. It's like for templating stuff, or if I need to make something. I'll design it in CAD or sketch it up, then go jump on the computer, design it in CAD, chuck it in the 3D printer, print it out, see if it's what works for me. If not, rinse and repeat until it's where it needs to be, and then turn it
Yeah.
into its final product.
That's awesome, man. You're an idea guy. You can get it done. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, so I do say I do metal fab work. I actually build race go karts, lawnmowers on the side as well, and custom make parts and all that
Hold on,
stuff.
hold on. Did you say you race lawn tractors or something like that?
Lawnmowers.
Lawn mowers?
Yeah,
All right, we
like
got
your
to
riding
delve into
lawnmower.
that. Say what now?
Said yeah, like your random or your standard run of the mill riding lawnmower.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me more about that.
I've got one out front from the '80s that it's got no deck because it's a race mower. It's got a 800 cc V twin engine on it. Yeah, I can sit still and just do donuts on it, and that thing will do like 60 miles an hour.
Well, those are the kind of things you can do on 350 acres. I live on like 1/10 of an acre.
I know how that is. That was all my life until we moved here.
That's amazing, dude. Amazing. So, okay, one last question. I saw that you recently built a like a custom pick guard for a guitar.
I was hoping you were gonna bring that up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell me about that project? Tell me about like have you ever built a pick guard before? Tell me about the whole process of doing that custom pick guard.
All right. So I had a customer reach out. He had a what's it LTD 7 string like black metal. It's like a
Yeah.
what is it? The Gibson Thunderbird kind of body.
Yep.
They come with one pickup factory. Um, I worked on a buddy of his guitar and put in a set of Seymour Duncan Sentient 7 string pickups. They play in a band together. After the guy got his guitar back, they had a band practice. I immediately got a phone call about, hey, can we put at least that Sentient in the bridge spot? And I was like, yeah, we can do that all day. And he's like, man, yeah, I've got both of them. I bought them as a pair. Could I get that one in the neck position? It's like, yeah, man, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
So in the middle of doing all of that, he reached back out to me and he was like, hey, the pick guard that's on it, and I don't know if you're familiar with that exact guitar, but it's
I
got
am. I love that guitar. Yeah.
yeah, the very short pick guard.
Yeah.
It works to me. It works in that current styling. So after I put the second pickup in it, he also wanted 2 mini switches for to split the coils on both, and push pull pot for volume bypass. So he could just go wide open, no volume pot, straight to you know output jack or input jack, whichever.
Yeah.
So we bounced around some ideas of placement, and finally settled on the placement that I had in the photos with it done. And he was like, "Hey, just leave the pick guard off if you don't mind. I'm gonna try to get one custom made for it." I was like, "Yeah, dude, not a problem." So after I got everything in, I was looking at the guitar, and I put the pick guard back on it, and I was just like, "Man, if he goes with the same design, because I looked around, there's like that's what you get." So I was like, if he goes with the same design, I was like, it looks odd because your pick guard is small, it's up at the neck, there's nothing on it, and then now
Yeah.
you've got 3 switches down here towards the bridge, and there's nothing there. It's just out in the open. I was like, so I don't know. To me, it kind of clashed. So knowing that he wanted me to keep that off, decided I was going to surprise him. So I've actually got this stuff here.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
This is the cardboard template I hand
Yep.
drew.
Yep.
And that was going to be the base, and I had to cut some cardboard because I didn't have a long enough piece. So yeah,
Cardboard is the best starting point, isn't it? Like cardboard is like for like sketching stuff out like that. I love using cardboard.
and that's what I do in say metal fab work. If I need to make a part and it's on a vehicle or something or whatever, I'll make it out of cardboard, put it all up in there, trim it to fit where I need it, and hey, now I got a template that I can trace out and make what I need to make.
Yeah.
So, yeah, immediately mindset went to that, and now being in the woodwork world and me loving a router so much, it's like the
Yeah.
coolest tool ever.
It's the same thing, man. It's just a router template versus a metal template. Yeah, there you go.
So
That's
transferred it
beautiful.
to MDF, and then picked up some blank 3-ply pickguard material. Double-sided sticky taped it together and let the router loose, got her going, and then went down the world of beveling and all the router attachments too. And
Nice, nice.
picked up a nice set of different angle bevels and gave it a nice bevel on it. Finished it off by hand. Was it 600 grit up to 2,000 grit to get all the edges like smooth. And
On
then,
doing that on just the edges, not on not on the flat surface, right?
yeah, now on the flat surface.
Yeah.
If anything on that, like I've done wet sanding and buffing on plastics to get out marring and stuff like that. But yeah, the router edges on the side, I just straight up attacked it with some sandpaper.
How did that material do with the edge, like the template routing? Did it chip at all?
No,
Was it clean?
so good. Yeah, my
Really?
mind was blown because that was the first time I made a pick guard, first time I attempted one, and the whole
Yeah.
time it's like, man, I bought one sheet, literally one sheet, and I did it on a Sunday. So I was like, it's got to be a one-shot thing. So
Yeah.
I'm very meticulous. So it probably took me 2 hours. Just low and slow. The router was going fast, but yeah, just low and slow, checking my work, checking my my tolerances, my clearances, and yeah, single pass made it. Beveled well. I practice on MDF first,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to see like, you heights, depths, stuff like that, where I need to set it to get the exact bevel where it needed to land. So practice on the MDF, and then transferred it right over to the pick guard, and damn, it came out good.
Very cool, man. That's so awesome. So, what's on your bench and what's next for you?
I am going to.
I appreciate you drinking the Bud Heavies, by the way.
Oh yeah, so, out here farming, drinking Bud Heavies.
There you go. Love it.
And I'm stoked you call them Bud Heavies.
Yeah.
I've been to a bar or two. I'm like, let me get a Bud Heavy, and like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. We got Budweiser and Bud Light, and I'm like, yeah, that's a Bud Heavy.
It's a Bud Heavy. It's
But
not
yeah,
a Bud Light.
I'm gonna finish up the banjo tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
Then my bench will be clear for outside work for I think 4 or 5 days. I'm actually going out of town to Lynchburg. They're having some kind of music festival out there. Gonna go out there, hang out with a couple guys playing, and just shoot the breeze and enjoy the area.
Cool.
But I do have this pearl export set that I'm still working on, completely refinishing that. As the black wrap on it was just so beat. The kit's from the '90s, and peeled that back, and I mean, damn, dude, there's beautiful maple underneath. So yeah, I'm just working on cleaning that up, getting it smooth as glass, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little tung oil finish on it and clear it up and polish it out with a little polyurethane and throw some brass hardware on it, and I'm gonna age all the chrome, kind of get it nice and patinaed up,
Yep.
and yeah, throw it together, and that's about all I got going on right now.
Very cool, man. Steve the Tone Mender. Tell me how that name came into play. I love that name.
Man, I think I was watching like Top Gear or something. They were talking about mending like a hood, and I was just shooting ideas around. Like, man, I can't think of anything to call the guitar business. Like, just nothing. Nothing cool is coming to mind. And I think it was Jeremy Clarkson. It's like, yeah, mend this hood, and I was like, shit.
Yeah,
Tone
man.
mending. I was like, yeah, that's what I do. I mend the tone. So yeah, let's see if it works and see where it goes.
I love it. Men in the tone. That's what it's all about. I love it. Thanks so
If
much, Steven. Thanks for joining the club.
oh, Eric, thanks for having me on, man. It's been great.
All right.